Hello everyone and welcome to Wervan's World and welcome to my Let's Play of Blockhood. I'm a little bit sad. I recorded 2 episodes and later only found out that somehow only 29 seconds and 40 seconds for the other one were recorded, and I have no idea why, because I'm really sure that the recording actually said that it was still recording. So something happened to that recording and I'm not sure why. So I'm hoping this one will go well, otherwise, well, I'll have to see if I can use another type of recording or something like that. Because that's a little bit sad. Now I did make some progress, but now I couldn't record it, so that's a bit of a problem. But I can run you through what I've been doing. So basically I found out that groundwater was my biggest problem. I still had a fair amount of it, but it was going down fairly fast. Now it's still going down, but much less quick. What I did is make all these sprinklers here. Which basically turn electricity and water into groundwater, and quite a lot of it. So that's quite nice. I am a bit worried about the structural integrity though, so I started working a little bit with these, how do you call them? Well, these pillars here basically as well. I also made a little place for another bear here, because I was worried that I'll probably have to destroy this part for the bear at some point, because this is all white here and I'm still trying to figure out these physics rules of the game. So maybe I need to destroy this at some point to put some pillars here. For the rest, I've also been doing some other stuff. I have here, in order to give some synergy bonuses, I thought I would put something that grows. And actually I found that I can make coffee. So there's a sun coffee field here that turns groundwater, labor, fertilizer and pesticides into coffee, greenhouse gas and organic waste. And then there's a shaded coffee field here. See, it has a little tree that shades all the coffee. And it makes not only coffee, but it also makes fruit, but it doesn't make, what is it called? What? Here we go. It doesn't make greenhouse gas, but it also doesn't take fertilizer, I think. Oh, it does take fertilizer. It doesn't take pesticides, that's it. Yeah, so we are making coffee. Then I also actually made a thing to turn that coffee into actual coffee somewhere. Now the question is where I did that. It was done with a building that looks like this, the dry coffee processing. Where did I build that? Here. This one here, which turns coffee cherry into coffee beans and organic waste. I can also do wet processing, which is to be found here, wet coffee processing, but I didn't really see why I would do that. So now we're doing dry coffee processing at the moment. I also built some greenhouses for the reason that here I wanted to get rid of some fertilizer, because I found out here that our farmer is not entirely happy, because, no wait, our farmer likes fertilizer. Someone didn't like fertilizer. Or maybe I just look wrong and it's actually the farmer that likes fertilizer. Ha! Great. Well, so he gets happy from fertilizer, but I thought we'd try to pay attention a little bit to these consumers. So as you can see here, Ajani is a consumer and dislikes plastics and inorganic waste. Well, we probably have a fair amount of that. We have 300 plastics, and if it's over 55, then the mood goes down. And organic waste, well, we probably have much of it in a little bit at least, because it's going up again. So what we could do is we could try to reduce these plastics. However, it's a tightrope a little bit, because let's say I want to get rid of some plastics, and I think I do that with where is the here, this one, for example, the clinic. I could get rid of plastic, but at some point I will run out of plastic, and then suddenly this building will explode because I ran out of plastic. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this mood does. Like, what does it give me? Is it a problem if people are not happy, or is it okay? And should I just focus on the production? And that's something I'm not entirely sure about at the moment. So yeah, we basically can start from here. I did find out some other things as well. Here I built this little thing, a sitting area, which turns somehow tourists into community. Which is kind of cool, because I had a lot of tourists, and then there was a student, which I guess if I press play I will get back at some point again, and the student was not happy with tourists. Or is that, maybe it's randomized. It is randomized. Okay, no wonder that it didn't make sense anymore. So these are just reset, I guess, every time you load the game, which is a little bit weird. So we cannot make everyone happy then, I guess. Okay, that makes somewhat sense. So all the farmers have different likes and dislikes. Interesting. Okay. Fair enough. Then I guess we shouldn't pay too much attention to this because, well, next time we start up the game it will be different again. So, yeah. Not great. So, yeah, what do we do? I found out this little thing here that I never knew about before, the cross support, and it seems to influence the physics in such a way that, for example, here, these houses here are very stable from the side, right? So basically, if we look at the structural integrity and I put something here, for example, then this one is still fairly stable because probably it takes some power. It can kind of attach to the sides of things, so that should give me a little bit more freedom in how I should build my city. However, they are not the prettiest things to look at, so of course we want to make it pretty as well. At some point I might have to switch tactics and kind of make a big pillar of support here throughout the levels and then kind of have stuff around it in order to have everything being stable, because as you can see here, the higher we will start to build, the more white stuff we're getting. So at some point there will probably be a limit in how high we can actually get. So what should we do today? Well, we can make a lot of things. We should get rid of some organic waste, but it's not really a priority because as you can see here, it's not really going up very much. Our groundwater is still going down a bit and our grey water as well, but our grey water is going very slowly, so we could try to make that go down a bit quicker if we want to. Fertilizer is fine, I guess. Pesticides are going up. We could try to make those go down. We have risk, so how do we, is there something that gets rid of risk? Maybe there's like a building. Yeah, this outputs risk. Is a diner. It outputs -2 risk. Huh. Why would that be? This garment sweatshop has a lot of risk. And none of this has risk. For some reason the diner gets rid of it, so that's fine. But then we need roasted coffee, and we're actually just producing normal coffee, I think. Where is it? It is here. Yeah, it just turns it into coffee beans. So then somehow we need to roast those. So we need to figure out how to do that. So the problem is, at least last time in the episode that didn't get recorded, somehow there is no at all mention of the coffee here, which is a little bit weird. No, as you can see here, there's no coffee. So that seems to be like a bug. So we don't really know how much coffee we're actually producing. So I can have a look at this thing here, which says that we produce 4.4 coffee beans. So if we can actually take those, the problem is I can't click here on coffee because, well, it's not there. So we can't see what actually does take coffee and turns it into roasted coffee. So I guess we'll just have to run through this and look at the outputs to see, here, a coffee shop. It turns coffee beans into roasted coffee organic waste, but we need hot water for it. And I think we don't have any hot water at the moment, which is somewhere. Hot water, no, we're not producing it at the moment at least. So we would want to produce some more of that, which is through this solar heater. So where should we put that? Well, maybe we can just put it on top somewhere. Or for now we can just put it right next to here. Because then we will get some extra hot water and then we should be able to turn that into roasted coffee. Which one was it now? Come on. Coffee shop, here we go. Yes, so then we make a coffee shop, which will be cool. Let's get rid of this version. And it only has one entrance, so we need to be careful where we place it, I'm afraid. Where should we place it? You could put it here. No, here, I mean, yes. There we go. So then we will actually be making roasted coffee. And we will be making how much of it? 3. And what does the diner take? It takes 2. And it doesn't even necessarily need to take it, but it's fine with it. There is also a another thing, I think, that takes coffee. Here, this reduces roasted coffee. It's a corp office. That makes sense. But let's do this one. I like this one. How many eggs do we have? Come on, give us a sorting option. Okay, 0.10. So that's exactly enough for this diner. We could put it right next to it. Maybe we should use the slicing function a bit. One up. Here we go. Because it could fit here. And then we could maybe put a structural support here in order to make everything happy. Yeah, this looks quite okay. And now we should be making less risk, which is more reduced. And everyone will be happy because they'll have roasted coffee right there. Hello. What are you? Are you a security guard? Yeah, you are. And you're not entirely happy. It needs 99 beers. Fair enough. It doesn't like grey water though. And it doesn't like tourists because it's a security guy. That makes sense. We are making a lot of tourism. So I guess the idea to keep everyone happy is, well, there must be people that then don't like beer or something like that, even though that sounds really weird. This one doesn't like plastic and inorganic waste. Is there anyone that doesn't like beer here? I'll kick you out of the city. Pollution. Or maybe it's only some things that can appear in the negative stuff. It looks like it, like it's mostly grey water, tourist, inorganic waste, organic waste, sickness, greenhouse gases, risk. So as long as we keep that stuff down, then we can have as much of the other stuff as we want. So that makes it a bit easier. Okay, cool. But this one then doesn't like performers, for example. Fair enough. Well, we don't have any performers yet, I think. So that's okay. So yeah, the game could definitely use maybe a little bit more patching, I think. Because, well, there's some functions missing and also some information. What is this here? It's the football player. Is it? Well, how are you there? What are you doing? Well, anyway, not our problem. Yeah, so I think I'll keep this episode short now, because then I can check whether everything worked with the production or like the recording of the video, so that I don't run into what is that bear doing here? The security guy is like, yeah, sure. Fair enough. He kicked the bear out. Yes, as I was saying, I think I'll put this to a close here, because then I can see whether the recording actually worked or whether I lost another episode again. So yeah, I hope you had fun and see you next time.